So what are we drinking there?
Little Crapio.
Ah.
It's a new drink I
Right.
stumbled onto.
Zima is really good. Great chance for that there.
Zima?
Zima.
Zima, what is it, a
It's
coffee
like
drink?
a clear liquor. It's kind of like a beer, but it's really light. It's really good. Yeah.
I'm off the sauce, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
Gotta just drink Crapios.
Okay.
That's all right, though. Shake them up a little bit.
Right. So.
We just wait for the last.
Okay.
Getting hotter.
Christy Swanson's room is like a sauna down there. That's really bad. She's kind of fading because it's a little warm down there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. But Charlie, when the firm came out, there was a lot of talk about the competition between BMW and Mercedes-Benz to who's going to supply the car that Tom Cruise was going to drive around in.
Uh-huh.
Now, how much competition was there with this movie?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. We didn't exactly have them banging down our door, you know, because that film was, you know,
A little high profile, yeah.
that's what it was versus what we did. I'm not taking anything away from our film, but just going into it, all the elements, you know. We wanted to use a car that was pretty much a trademark, preppy, daddy's girl, rich girl mobile, and I think BMW pretty much defines that.
Now, your co-star told me that she was much more familiar with the car than you were, and then she had to.
Well, she owned one. I didn't. That's probably why. You know, just a hunch. Just a hunch. But she would. Yeah, she explained things to me. But you know what? I didn't want to be familiar with the car at all because the first time I get in it is in the movie when I take her keys. You know, it's like in Wall Street. Back when I made important films. Michael Douglas and I are in a restaurant, and he tells me to order steak tartare. It's off the menu, but Louise will make it for you. And I didn't know what steak tartare was, and so they brought an empty plate during the rehearsals, and I didn't want to see it until we actually rolled. I wanted to see it for the first time on camera. So the reaction that you see in Wall Street, I know this is just blowing your mind right now, isn't it? Trying to contain
Actually,
yourself.
it is very interesting.
Is my initial tartare reaction in life, you know? I thought I'd share that with you.
And I appreciate it. I really
Not
do.
a problem.
Now, well, you have an executive producer credit in this.
I do.
And I'm just wondering, what did you give up to get that, and what did you gain by doing that?
I didn't give up much. I didn't have much to give up. And what I gained primarily was a little more responsibility in some of the pre-production aspects. They would come to me with things they wouldn't normally if I was just a hired gun.
Were you pretty happy with that? I mean, were you glad with that responsibility?
It felt good. It felt good to have the power to fire people. No, I didn't have that power. No, I would like to produce more, you know, get more involved in that, directing, writing, stuff like that. I've always talked about branching out, you know. It's just getting to the point where I'm on too many sets and I know there's a better way to cover something or a better way to approach an actor or a different interpretation of a scene, and I don't have the power, or I'm not in the position to make it happen, you know, and it's getting a little frustrating sometimes, you know, but I think I'm ready, you know.
When I was in high school, I did a lot of Super 8 movies, a lot of chase films, and I was amazed at how excruciatingly slow it was to make a chase film, even if it was a Super 8 camera.
Right.
How was it excruciatingly slow to make this film?
It was for the rest of the cast and crew before I got there, because I was in Vienna doing Musketeers while they started shooting a lot of the action, you know.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, when I stepped in, they only had me for a month. So they knew exactly where I fit into all the stuff they'd already shot, you see.
Oh.
So all of our stuff was done on the insert car, with the exception of a couple of tie-in shots where you see an explosion behind us or stuff like that. So we had the benefit of being able to just do our stuff and keep moving with it, whereas we didn't have to do a scene and then wait around for 7 hours while they rigged the semi, you know. And I think that helped a lot in what we were trying to do. You know.
And one final question. I've always been really interested in when actors are called back to reshoot new scenes for a film or new endings or that type of thing.
Uh-huh.
During your career, and maybe with this film, what kind of instances have there been when you've been called back to reshoot material? And what's your feelings about that?
I have mixed feelings. Part of me says commit to something and live with it. Another part says that if you test a film with an audience and they get to the ending and they don't like it, then you should invest some money and take some time and fix it. Men at Work, we reshot the ending. And sorry, Emilio, but I think what we had originally was better than what was put in. Hot Shots 1, we reshot the ending 3 times. And I think what they came up with was better than what they had. And there was one more film. I can't remember if it was Jaws 3 or Ben-Hur. No, there was another film I worked on where the ending was touched up a little bit. But so it can be beneficial or detrimental, you know.